Welcome back to Let's Play Mighty Switch Force 2. Last time I finished up incidents 5 through 8, and this time, these incidents are done, you silly goof. You don't have to play these. No, I had a recording failure. Things happen. Even when you're doing a new setup for your recordings, things still happen, failures happen. It's all good. I'm not gonna harp on that too much because it's not a big deal, and I actually don't mind recording these Let's Play or these videos again for this series. Is what I was trying to say before my mind decided to stop corresponding with my mouth. But yeah, anyway, more importantly, new mechanic. So, the colored blocks are back, and instead of just affecting only colored blocks that are like, well, these colored blocks, which can be locked into place, they are now affecting their corresponding colored pipe blocks. You can obviously guess how this is going to be used in extremely intricate puzzles later on, especially when a different mechanic is introduced later, but for now, just know, this is the mechanic. Pipe blocks will now also be affected by... Did I just crush that CD? I did. I was not aware you could do that. You learn new things every day, I guess. But, yeah, just keep this in mind. This mechanic is... Honestly, instead of, like, the way mechanics are usually shown off in this game, where they're shown off in one tutorial level later on, they're mixed with other mechanics later on down the line, and you have to kind of bring back your memory from those tutorial-esque levels and essentially move on. What am I trying to say? Use the knowledge you gained from those tutorial levels in different levels later on that allows you to complete those levels, because the levels will be more challenging than the tutorial-esque levels is what I was trying to say. I don't know. It's been a long day. Cut me some slack. That's a phrase I say a lot. Cut me some slack. I'm sorry, cut me slack for saying cut me some slack. Thank you very much. Please and thanks. Let's continue on with talking about the actual game, shall we? Something I think Mighty Switch Force 2 does very, very well is the fact that mechanics are actually kind of intertwined. This is a pretty obvious example of that, where two mechanics that we have learned about previously are now mixed together and they make something that is completely different. But this isn't the only instance of this. They do a lot more interesting things later. I should probably do this instead so I can stand on top of this and get rid of the mud blocks first. And then I can switch this around to make it like this. That was the wrong thing to do. That should work. That's more like it. Anyway, as I was saying, later on they put two different mechanics together, even more different mechanics together, and they just do interesting things with them in general. It makes these relatively basic seeming and sounding mechanics be something that are completely different and actually a lot more challenging than they may initially seem. I think this level, even though it's kind of introducing a new mechanic, does a really, really fantastic job of kind of, I don't know, being challenging at the same time, if that makes any sense. Yeah, that should make sense. That should make sense. It's not even 12 o'clock, and I'm still losing my mind. Fantastic. That was also fantastic. It's really only the first level. I should not be having these issues, but I am. But yeah, this level does a good job of... Is this a sign that I should not be playing this game right now? I would say there's a good chance. There's a really good chance. I think I found a new strat for this part of the level, because usually I stand right up here and try to kill the green spiky boys with that. But, obviously that wasn't doing a really good job there, and the thing I was just doing actually worked out pretty well. Okay, that's fine, I guess. But, since I'm already back into the fray doing some more commentary, I might as well say what I was trying to say about this level before I acted like an absolute fool. I was trying to say that I think this level does a fantastic job of acting as a tutorial while not, you know, feeling like a tutorial. Pretty much, this level still presents a challenge while not completely giving you no chance to understand the mechanics that it's trying to present at the same time. I think it's interesting in that sense, and I think it does a good job in that sense. This is something WayForward does extremely well, and from this point onward, they will be introducing new mechanics while giving us almost no time to rest. And I did that for like the 8th time. Yeah, whatever. Things happen. I've learned to accept it. Oh yeah, and also I'm right here, so I can say what I was trying to say. This ugly secret baby Can't get it just yet. Ignore it. I know that goes against probably everything you're thinking, like, the ugly secret baby's right here. There's gotta be some way that you can get it right here, right now. No, there is no way to do it. So you're just gonna have to wait a little bit. Trust me, I'm not an idiot. I'm doing this the right way. I'm doing this the proper way. It just doesn't really seem like this is the proper way. I'll talk more about that in a minute. Is this the same place I died in? I feel like it is, kind of, so I'm going to start off the commentary again. My bad. Oh, yeah, it definitely is. Okay. So we're back. That puzzle was really easy. I was just being kind of an idiot on it. So, whoops. Things certainly do happen. So, this area is honestly the hardest puzzle in this entire level. And the reason I say that is because you don't want to destroy the mud block that I'm standing right under. Nor do you want to destroy this one that's right here. I know you might immediately think, oh, this is easy, I just have to destroy these mud blocks, and there we go, I can get to the end of the level. But you're forgetting the ugly secret baby if you forgot the ugly secret baby. I'm not going to assume you did, I'm going to assume you're a smart guy, and you remembered the ugly secret baby, and I'm going to stop making assumptions for you. You know, you're your own person, you do what you want. Anyway, we're playing a Mario Bros. 1-2, where we run across the top of the stage, this time going backwards, and I don't like this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think this is a terrible way to hide an ugly secret baby. I think it's an awful way to do it. Because there is almost no way you would think, oh yeah, I have to, for whatever reason, go to the top of the stage and not destroy these miscellaneous few mud blocks so that I can get the ugly secret baby. And I know the ugly secret babies are meant to be a challenge, so they're probably meant to force you to replay the levels over and over again so that you find them. It's kind of like forced replay value if you want to get 100%, if you will. But that sounds really negative. It's not too big of a deal. I don't know. I don't particularly love that idea, but it's fine. This episode, rather, will be very heavy with ugly secret babies I am not a fan of. It will be. So, I'm going to be whining a bit in this episode. It doesn't necessarily detract from how much I like this game. It's just that one of my main complaints about it is so prevalent here it hurts. Let's kill that Rex real quickly and get a move on. So, the furnace mechanic is back. This time it's going to be mixed with the fire mechanic, but to more of an extent than you might think. Right here, we're doing some pretty basic platforming. We just have to make sure that we do not get caught in the fires. This is an example of the platforming getting a little bit trickier with the fire and the furnaces at the same time. Again, furnaces are a little bit unforgiving. The time limit in which you have to platform on them kind of sucks. It's really small. So when you're trying to get rid of fire at an awkward angle at the same time that you're standing on a furnace block, it gets a little bit challenging, and I actually really like this idea. There's something else in this level I don't like, and that has to do with mud blocks again, but we'll get to it. I think this is a really good idea, and usually the fire doesn't act as a the furnaces act as, Oh, I need to be careful here, sorry. Let me finish my thought before I start going on to a different one. The furnaces act as a really good, like, forced movement, if you will. They force you to move, is what I'm trying to say. Whereas the fire forces you to slow down and get rid of the fire before you continue to platform. So it's kind of like this constant push and pull feeling where you have to consistently move because of the furnaces, but you still have to stop in place and spray the fire in order to make it so that you don't get, well, so you have to get hasty, but you can't be too hasty. Now, a few things that I kind of missed while I was talking. That ugly secret baby is really easy to mess up. It's another one of those instances where if you're just spraying and you get rid of some mud blocks, then, oh, well, sucks to suck. Looks like you're not getting the ugly secret baby of this level, so you have to replay it all over again. In my failed recording of this, I had to replay this level 4 times, because each and every single time I got into the flow of solving puzzles, running through the platforming, that I forgot that I had to slow down and not spray away the mud every single time. That recording was special, to say the least. Also, I just completely passed a new enemy. Those new red Rexes is what I'm going to call them for now, are completely different enemies. They have a completely different attack pattern. Pretty much, they shoot fire in a consistent arc. The arc never changes. So you don't have to worry about, what if he goes into this random miscellaneous arc right now for whatever reason. That could happen. That could hurt me real good. No. It's never an issue. It really isn't. So don't worry about that too much. This level went a lot better than I thought it would, actually. I expected this to go pretty poorly considering my failed recording, but it went pretty well, actually. Also, this is a really smart way to place your blocks. It makes it so that you have to switch between the blocks to make it so you can't spray and then automatically jump, if that makes any sense. Pretty much, if I try to spray that furnace while I'm standing on the block to the left of it, then I won't be able to spray it because the water will be stopped by the blocks that are above it. I don't know, I just thought that was a pretty interesting use of the blocks. Pretty neat, pretty neat. This also has a pretty crappy, ugly secret, baby. What you want to do is, if I remember correctly, don't affect the colored blocks at all yet. Don't touch them whatsoever. And now that I've done that, I want to stand down here, stand on top of this very specific mud block, and spray that mud block away. That makes it so that I can get the ugly secret baby in this level. If I didn't do that, I would not be able to spray that mud block away, because as you can see, my jump height is not big enough to the point where I'd be able to spray it through that pipe block, making the mud block go away. So I had to get that out of the way right there. At least it's in the very beginning, so if you mess it up, you can start over immediately. Another example of what I don't like about this game sometimes. Again, I'm being really overly negative here, I'm gonna be honest. But this isn't something that's honestly so reoccurring that I need to consistently talk about it. It's not a big deal. I make it sound like one, it's not. Anyway, enough damage controlling. Let's actually have fun in this level for once. There's not a lot going on here. It's a repeat mechanic. There's nothing new going on. So let's talk about something that's not mechanically based. Isn't that cool? So I'm recording this video, or these videos for this series a little bit differently. Some of you might have noticed, some of you might not have. In a few of my other series, I had a lot of issues with Elgato and the way it was recording audio. For those who are wondering, I have been recording since the dawn of this YouTube channel. I've been recording the audio and the video separately. That goes with the... I'm pretty much saying I'm recording my commentary as well as the game audio and game video separately. And some people didn't know that, so I kind of wanted to point that out immediately. Now let's actually get into my real points. I am all over the place tonight, apparently. But I'm using Audacity to record audio now because I was having a lot of issues with Elgato and when it was recording my audio. And I have found that while Audacity is doing a slightly better job than Elgato was, it's still not doing a great job because I had to actually re-record this video due to the fact that I was having audio issues in Audacity. So I think it's more of a computer problem. It's definitely not a mic problem because the two issues I'm having are completely different and 100% separate from my microphone. So the issues I'm having in Elgato when I record audio are completely different from the issues I'm having in Audacity when I'm recording audio. So I know it's not a mic problem, my mic's perfectly fine. I don't know, it's weird. I'm thinking about just switching back to Elgato because it's easier, and honestly the audio issues I get with Elgato are less video ruining than the issues I'm seeming to get with Audacity. But I'll finish it off with Audacity, this playthrough that is. It's short, it's fine, it's getting me slightly better audio quality for a majority of the time. But hey, whatever, it's not a big deal. I just kind of wanted to talk about that immediately. Get it out of the way, because we didn't have a lot going on there. But Charcoal Boys are back! I've also seen a lot of creative names for these guys, by the way, and I love them so much. I'm not going to mention them yet. I really want to start using them now, but, like, I'm saving them for the end. I said I was going to do it. I'm saving them for the end. It's going to happen. But Charcoal Boys, they are not doing much different here, except for one small thing. Now, instead of switching blocks to make us get over different obstacles, we have to switch blocks to make the Charcoal Boys get over specific obstacles. This was something that was done a lot in Mighty Switch Force 1, and, it's done a little bit in this game. Don't expect to see it a lot. This is one of the few times it's ever done. There was another enemy in Mighty Switch Force 1, they were a bomb. And, they warranted this mechanic a little bit more. The usage of it was, I don't know, it made more sense in that case. But, Charcoal Boys, I don't know. They are a good replacement for the bomb guys, honestly. I like their mechanical uses a lot more, actually. I don't know what I was gonna say there. I was gonna say, like, if that makes any sense, again. Which, I said that sentence perfectly fine. I think I'm starting to default to new phrases every single Let's Play. And, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think last time I was... No, I'm just saying cut me some slack, or, if that makes any sense a lot. I should stop that. I should really, really stop that. So, this is the beginning of the trial to get the ugly secret baby is what I'm gonna call it. See that fire, or that wooden block that was right over there, to my left? The way Patricia Wagons is facing? Alright, keep that in mind. You want to get rid of that right now. See that mud block? That is on the far left of the screen? Keep that in mind. You want to get rid of every single mud block on the far left of the screen. Remember how I said this video was going to be filled to the brim of me talking about why I don't like some of the placements of the ugly secret babies? These 4 levels, somehow, through some magical power, are the 4 levels that perfectly explain, perfectly show things that I don't like about this game. So, I'm gonna get into that more later. I'm just kind of alluding to it right now because I wanted to. Get rid of all the mud blocks you can on the left side of the screen. Just do it now. Keep it in mind. Also, something, I think I actually already mentioned this, never mind. It had to do with the fact that if you spray the charcoal boy and then push him into the foreground, he just kind of flips out. I think it's kind of funny. I think I already talked about that previously, unless it was a failed recording. Who knows? The world may never know. If I didn't talk about it, then I'll put up what I was going to say in not the comments. I almost said the comments. On screen right now. I should know by that point. I have yet to edit episode 2, and by the time that I do edit episode 2, I'll be editing this one, because that's usually how I edit things, in chronological order, like a normal human being. So, this is something I genuinely don't enjoy about this specific level. You know how I said that later on they would do a lot of things with timing your button presses while going through a launch block? This is a perfect example of that. The only reason I don't like this is because it is one of the few that plays mind games on you, and as soon as you see another block coming up, at least for me, I feel the need to automatically press the switch button so I don't slam into anything. But the issue is, they actually don't want you to do that. They actually punish you for doing that, and I surprisingly didn't have a lot of issues getting the ugly secret baby here, but hitboxes suck here. You can be a millisecond off, and your hitbox will be caught up in the boxes being pressed into the foreground, and you'll be going so fast that your hitbox will be slightly pushed into it, you won't even notice, and then there you go, you're done. I really have a lot of problems with that ugly secret baby a majority of the time, but apparently it was being nice to me today. I don't know why. Maybe I was being too mean to it. It wanted me to kind of chill out a little bit, take the baseball bat, put it back into my back pocket, not threaten it anymore. But, we're done. Those were 4 episodes. Or 4 episodes. I'm not gonna record another episode after this, I don't think. Yeah, that was 4 levels. That's what I was trying to say. And, next time on Mighty Switch Force 2, we have 4 levels left. But next time will not be the end. You'll see what I mean then. Until next time.